What's up everybody, Want007 here, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. And today I'm going to be showcasing you guys a DDD deck that is very powerful. Now the reason why the deck list is currently blacked out right now is because, as you can see by the title of this deck list, this deck was net decked from YT Dan. And just in case if this video uploads before he makes his own DDD video, I just wanted to shout him out right away at the beginning of the video. Be sure to go to YT Dan's channel, subscribe to him, and be sure to go watch his video when he does drop it, because this is a hardcore net deck before he made the video. I just want to make that abundantly clear. Check the description, check the pinned comment down below for YT Dan's content. I know YT Dan is a much bigger content creator than me, but still, I want to give credit where credit's due. This deck list was not made by me, but I gotta say though, your boy YT Dan is definitely cooking up some spicy stuff for DDs, and let me go reveal the deck list right now. Now, this version of DDDs is a lot different compared to what you would normally see from other content creators. Like Decade, for example, played a more aggro version of DDDs that was just only focused on OTKing. This build that Dan made is more of a deck that can do some tactical plays. This deck still has the potential to OTK and can still OTK pretty consistently, but at the same time, the spell and trap cards that Dan decided to use, it's much more tactical, and you're going to have a safer time going turn one compared to some of the other versions of this deck. Personally, for me, when I was playing a more OTK version of this build, playing like Hate Tornado and whatnot, I had a very hard time going turn one. But with this deck list, as you see on the screen right now, we got Econ, we got Paleozoic Canadia, and we have one of the new trap cards, Dark Contract with the Witch. A lot of really good cards that could definitely help you out with the turn one play. So I definitely like this build a lot more than some of the other builds that I've seen on YouTube so far. Potentially, this is not the best version of the deck. Maybe you should only focus on the OTK side of DDDs, but I'm going to be honest, I just like this build more. And even though I only went 7 and 6 with this deck, I still prefer this compared to other options that I've been trying so far with DDDs. Now, I'm not going to do a full deck breakdown on this segment of the video right now, since a lot of other content creators already build DDD videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys 5 different replays against a lot of top tier decks that you would commonly see in the ranked PP ladder. And I'm going to give you guys a breakdown on the combos of this deck, and I'm going to be giving you guys some nice insight on how to kind of deal with some of the matchups, because I have a Cyber Dragon matchup, Dark Magician matchup, Bootleg 6 Sam matchup. What were the other two I have? I forgot what the other two are exactly, but all like matchups that you're normally going to see in ranked PP that I'm going to showcase in today's video. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and let's get into it. Also, I'm going to be honest, definitely rock 3 copies of DD Swirl Slime if you can. Dan is rocking 3 copies of DD Swirl Slime, I believe. I only got 2 copies of the card though, so that's why I'm only rocking 2. But if you have 3 copies of DD Swirl Slime, run it. It's really good. And one last thing before we hop into the duel replays is that if you guys are excited for today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, smash the like button on the video down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links content. I'm going to be pumping out a lot of new decks from the new Box Truth universe, so stay tuned to the YouTube channel, and be sure to watch the video to the very end, because I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on if DDD should be on the tier list or not. Without further ado though, let's go hop into the duel replays. So in this first duel replay, I'm going against a Cyber Dragon player. This person is from China. Now for this replay, this was my rank up match from Platinum rank 7 to Legend rank 1. After this, the rest of the replays are from Legend rank, but this was still a really good matchup against Cyber Dragons, and I was able to do some really cool stuff with DDDs. Anyways though, the first thing that's going to trigger is a balance, and we're going to get a really good opening hand thanks to balance. And the first card we're going to trigger is Dark Contract with the Gate. Now this card is extremely powerful for DDDs, and it's definitely a staple 3 of in the deck. This is a continuous spell card that states during your main phase you can add 1 DD monster from your deck to your hand. You only can use the effect of Dark Contract with the Gate once per turn. Once per turn during your standby phase you take 1000 damage. So yeah, with this Dark Contract card right here, you get to search for any of your DD monsters, and the only downside to the card is that when it's your next turn during your standby phase you take 1000 damage. That's going to be very detrimental, but luckily with this deck and some monsters that I'm going to showcase in this replay, you'll be able to nullify these effects. But just keep in mind, with all the Dark Contract cards, all of them state that during your standby phase you take 1000 damage, so be very careful. If you do not take out your opponent right away, these cards can definitely hurt you a lot, especially when we're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links with the starting life points of 4000 life points. But still, this card's very good. We're going to be searching out for a card called DD Swirl Slime, another staple in the deck. I'm only rocking 2 copies of this card because I only got 2 copies of this card, but if you can rock 3, this card's extremely powerful and gets the combos going for DDs. If this card is in your hand, you can fusion summon 1 DDD fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand as fusion materials, including this card. You can banish this card from a graveyard, special summon a DD monster from your hand. You only can use each effective DD Swirl Slime once per turn. Very powerful card, easy fusion summon monster, and you can special summon monsters from your hand if you have, you know, DD monsters in your hand. And what's cool about this card too is that you can use both effects on the same turn, which is just extremely powerful. But we're mostly going to be focusing on the fusion aspect of DD Swirl Slime. So anyways though, we're going to activate DD Swirl Slime and go into the fusion summon of DDD Oracle King the Arc. This card is really cool because this card states any effect that would inflict damage to you, you gain that much life point instead. So basically, anytime these Dark Contract cards would make you pay 1,000 life points, you actually gain 1,000 life points with Oracle King the Arc. Now, this is not the most best turn one play that I probably could have done, but it's going to work out for this dual replay. But if you couldn't tell already, DDDs have a very hard time going first. But like I said, what I really like about this deck is that it does have ways to really play around going first, thanks to Canadia Econ and the trap card. That is for sure. So I really do like this deck. Even if you're going first, you still have a chance compared to some of the other builds where if you're going first, unless you're playing something like Grit, you're going to have a hard time surviving. That is for sure. But still, really cool turn one play that we're going to do right here. Our opponent's going to activate Cosmic Cyclone, really hurtful for us because now we don't have our protection. Dark Contract with the Witch, which you'll see later in the video, is able to pop cards. I'll talk about this card more in detail when it means something in some of the other replays, but losing this was bad for me because I can't pop cards now. Anyways, our Cyber Dragon player is going to go for some combos. He's going to go for Cyber Dragon Core, search for a Cybernetic Fusion support, trigger Cybernetic Fusion support, and pays half of his life point, activate Cyber Style to get a couple monsters in the field, activate Cyber Load Fusion, and go into Cyber and Dragon. I'm going to guess he didn't have no Power Guardians or something like that with his card. I guess even if he did go for the one fusion monster that'll pop up on the screen right now, plus Power Guardians, I don't think it would really matter too much, considering that he wouldn't be able to get over the 2800 attack. But still, you got to go for the Cyber Dragon so he can get over my monster, which he did, and I lost 1200 points of damage right here. Due to that, I do take another 1000 points because of Dark Contract with the Gate, but at least I'm still alive, boys and girls, and we're going to be popping off right here. We're going to activate Dark Contract Gate and search for DD Night Howl. We're going to first activate Dark Contract with the Swamp King. This card states during your main phase, you can fusion summon one Fiend type fusion monster from your extra deck utilizing monsters from your hand or field fusion materials. You only can use this effect once per turn. Also, if summoning a DD fusion monster this way, you can also banish monster from your graveyard as fusion material. This card is super good because we're going to be able to go into the fusion summon of one of the core cards in the deck, DDD Flame King Genesis. This card is the combo extender. It just takes 2 DD monsters to fusion summon into this card, and this card states if another DD monster is special summoned to your field while it controls face-up card, you can target a DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. This card goes for some crazy combos, which you can see right now. What we do next is that we normal summon to DD Night Howl. This card is definitely a 3 of in the deck. It's a 3-star Fiend tuner that states when this card is normal summon, you can target a DD monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Fiend type monsters. That monster attack and defense becomes 0. If it's destroyed, you take 1000 damage. So this card is a high risk, high reward card, but we're going to just synchro summon right away, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to go special summon our King the Arc and then go into the synchro summon of DDD Gus High King Alexander. Now, the reason why Flame King Genesis effect didn't trigger when we special summoned our King D'Arc with Night Howl is simply because of the fact that our field is full. If your field is full, your Flame King Genesis would not trigger, but since our field now has an extra slot, this card is going to trigger after we synchro summon to Gus High King Alexander, special summon back our King D'Arc, which now has 2800 attacks since we special summoned it through Flame King Genesis, and now our DDD Gus High King Alexander is going to gain the effect. If 3 or more DDD monsters are on the field, this card gains 3000 attack. So thanks to that, we're going to have 6000 attack his Cyber End Dragon and destroy this fool. That was an awesome play right there. Super happy that I was able to win against Cyber Dragon, and we ranked up to Legend rank, so that was awesome right there. Now for the next dual replay that I want to showcase in today's video, I'm going against a Magnet player from Japan, and I know that Magnets is not a common deck that you would face against in Legend rank, but still, I wanted to showcase this dual replay right here because this actually gave me a good opportunity to shed some light on some of the other DDD fusion monsters. So let's go take a look at this replay because some of these other DDD monsters are really cool. So we got Balance right here, and we got a pretty okay hand. Our opponent's going to summon into Gamma and special summon Delta and use Delta to pitch Beta to the graveyard. Now it's going to be our turn. We're going to go for Swirl Slime's effect and fusion summon into Dragonbane King Beowulf, which I think that's how you pronounce this card's name. This card is cool. You can fusion summon this card with one DDD monster and one DD monster, and then this card gives your DDD monsters the ability to do piercing battle damage, and once per turn during your standby phase, you can destroy all cards in the spell and trap card zones. But we're going to get rid of this guy real quick, actually, but I just want to shed some light on this guy real quick because he's a cool card. Next up, we're going to activate, or no, we're not going to activate. We're actually going to let our Yugi Moto, the opponent, activate some of his abilities, or basically he just chained his Gamma to my summon of my fusion monster and special summon into Delta, and then he's going to use Delta to pitch a monster right here so that he gains access to summon to Valkyrion. Anyways, though, we're going to activate Dark Contract with the Swamp King and go for the fusion summon of this guy right here called Wave Oblivion King Caesar Ragnarok. Now, you're not going to summon to this card that much, but if you do, you're going to be doing some crazy plays. So this card takes 2 DDD monsters, which means that you need to either have 2 of your fusions or 2 of these King Pendragons to summon this card, but this card has some crazy effects. So what we're going to do right here is we're actually going to go attack our opponent, and as you guys can see, we're actually able to take one of his monsters. Now this card states once per turn, when an attack is declared involving this card, you can target one other DD or Dark Contract card you control, return it to the hand, which we did with Dark Contract of the Swamp King, and then we can equip one face-up monster your opponent controls to this card except the battling monster. So you only can trigger this effect when your opponent has a lot of monsters, but when you do, look at this, guys, we have a high attack monster right here that we're going to be able to swing at and take him out. Look at that, he took 3,200 points of damage, and even though he's going to summon Valkyrion right here, we still have 4,800 points of damage, which is just crazy cool. Next up, our opponent's going to activate Burial, the different dimension. He's going to shuffle back some of his monsters to the graveyard, and then he's going to normal summon to Beta. What I'm going to do right here is I was worried that he had like a concentrating current or something, so I'm going to trigger my Dark Contract with the Witch. This card states you can send one DD or Dark Contract card from your hand to the graveyard, then target a card in the field and destroy it. So I'm going to get rid of the Valkyrion before he attacks, and then my opponent just goes, pops his monster, and boom, bada bang, we got that easy win. So he didn't, well, he surrendered, but he did it in a graceful way, I guess you could say. But this card is really cool. You're not going to see this card all the time, but it is a very powerful card if you do get it on the field. And what's nice about taking your opponent's monsters and equipping them to your own monsters is the fact that they don't get sent to the graveyard, so you can potentially stop your opponent from basically triggering effects if they got sent to the graveyard. So if you use this card correctly, you can go for some crazy plays right here. So very cool replay. Let's move on to the next one. Now, in this next duel replay, I'm going against a Dark Magician player from China. I do kind of make some Unga Boonga plays, but I still got that dub against Dark Magician, so I wanted to showcase this duel replay right here. So let's go take a look at this. Now, I'm going to be going first against Dark Magician, which is definitely what you want going against Dark Magician, because if they go first and set up Circle and Navi, it's pretty much game over. So I got really lucky with the coin flip right here, and literally due to me going first, I just set Dark Contract with the Witch and pass turn. Next up, our opponent's going to do a triple set right here. I'm going to activate my Dark Contract with the Witch and pitch my Swamp King to take out his Magician's Navigation, which is very beneficial for me because I don't have to worry about his Magician's Navigation. And of course, we got lucky that our opponent did not activate Dark Magical Circle. And one thing that I forgot to mention that I'm just going to mention now before I forget, pro tip with Dark Contract with the Witch, always turn your toggle on before going to your opponent's turn if you set your Dark Contract with the Witch. If you do not do this, you're not going to be able to utilize this card to its full potential, because I'm going to play a clip right now if I remember to edit it in. But basically, when I was testing out DDDs with a different deck, I was not able to activate Dark Contract with the Witch against my opponent because I did not set my toggle on, and due to some Yu-Gi-Oh rulings, I wasn't able to utilize Dark Contract with the Witch during the damage step, and I basically lost the duel. So always set your toggle to on before going to your opponent's turn with Dark Contract with the Witch. We do be setting cards though. I don't know if we're getting a new event 20 minutes. Oh, can you f off, bro? Double Dark Magician. Let's go. Bruh. What the fuck just happened? with that out of the way, let's go see some of these plays. What I'm going to do right here is that we're going to pay 1,000 life points. We're going to activate the Swirl Slime and go into the Oracle King the Arc. We did draw into a Canadian, which is going to be very helpful for us. Our opponent is going to go summon the Magician's Rod, search for the Dark Magical Circle, and next up what he's going to do is he's going to activate the Dark Magical Circle, and then he's going to activate his Illusion Magic. I don't know why he chained it, but he did anyways. Oh, I guess to get some of the searchability and whatnot. Anyways though, he's going to go do that, and then he's going to go add another Dark Magical Circle to his hand. Next up, he's going to activate No Morals and Resist, sets a card down, and what we do, we pay another 1,000 life points. JK, thanks to King the Arc, we didn't have to, and we got lucky and went for the direct attack. I guess our opponent didn't have another Magician Navigation, which is really good for us because we didn't have to worry about that. But still, I had my toggle to on with my Dark Contract the Witch, because if I did draw into any of my DD monsters, I was actually going to snipe that D circle right away. But we drew into another Canada, and worst comes to worst, I could have got flipping out my opponent's Dark Magicians and try to survive it till the very end. But it worked out, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, pro tip with Dark Contract the Witch, always turn your toggle on before you go into the next turn, because due to some silly Yu-Gi-Oh rulings, there's times where you're not going to be able to utilize this card when you would want to. So there you go, boys and girls. So for the fourth duel replay of today's video, I'm going against somebody from Matala. Don't know how to pronounce that country. If anybody of you guys live there, my bad for mispronouncing it. But we're going against a Bandit Keith right here, and this duel replay is really cool because this is actually a DDD mirror match. Now I'm going to be going first in this DDD mirror match, and it actually works out for me, which is very surprising. But anyways, we're going to be triggering our balance, and we're going to get our opening hand right here. Very bad hand. Do the double set right here. I set both my Swamp King and my Paleozo Canada, because just in case our opponent has Cosmic Cyclone, I'd rather have him snipe this Swamp King instead of the Canada. But as you guys can see, your boy activates a Dark Contract with a Gate, and then he goes adds that, or he activates his effect, add the Dragon King Pendragon, and then just pass his turn. He didn't really pop off or anything like that, so that works out for me. We're going to be going into our DD Swirl Slime right here and go into the Fusion Summon of Oracle King. Next up, we're going to activate a Dark Contract with the Swamp King, trigger that effect to then go for a Dragonbane King Beowulf. We're going to go for the double attack right here, but as you guys can see, this guy activated two different Spear Karibos. Bruh. He's going to activate his Dark Contract with a Gate, search for the DD Night Howl, and this guy's going to start popping off right here. He's going to Hatronade, and I was like, are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? Canada was my crutch, man. If he summoned into the, what is that called? I forgot what the guy is called, but basically the UR fusion monster, I could have flipped that down and stopped him from going to combos. But of course, he had the Hatronade. He's going to go for the Swirl Slime, fusion summon into Flame King Genesis. Next up, he's going to normal summon to Night Howl, use Night Howl's effect to special summon Dragonbane, go into the fusion summon, not fusion summon, synchro summon of Gus High King Alexander, special summon Dragonbane, and go for a bunch of attacks right here. Now, as you guys saw right here, there was definitely some weird things that were happening, but first things first, for any of this that went too fast, what happened was that both of my monsters were in defense position, and due to the fact that Oracle King was 2000 defense and Dragonbane was 2500 defense, my opponent wasn't able to OTK me, because the only way that he could get rid of all my monsters is if he did use his Gus High King attack. So luckily, thanks to the Spear Karibos, I was actually able to live this turn, which is going to be awesome right here, because yeah, he had to use his Gus High King to attack, he had to use his Pendragon to attack, and for some reason he accidentally attacked with his Flame King Genesis into my monster, but I should have taken 2,000 points of damage on this turn right here, and then take 1,000 points of damage from Swamp King. So even if he did do the correct attacks, I still would have lived, but yeah, we had 4,000 life points by a miracle. Anyways though, we're going to go draw into Night Howl. I'm going to normal summon my Night Howl and special summon my Oracle King, go into the fusion summon, not fusion summon, this is the second time I did it in the replay, but we go into the synchro summon right here, into Gus High King. Apparently, Gus High King can still have 6,000 attack if your opponent has 3 DDD monsters on their field. So our opponent instantly scooped right there. I didn't even know that's a thing, but yeah, if 3 or more DDD monsters are on the field, which counts for both players' fields, he gains 3,000 attack, which is actually hilarious. So honestly, the mirror match in DDDs is a little scary, because yeah, if you have a bunch of DDDs on your side of the field and your opponent goes for the synchro summon, you're pretty vulnerable, that's for sure. But we got lucky right there. Let's go, boys. Won the DDD mirror match, which was awesome. Now for the final duel, today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, we're going to be going against somebody from Southeast Asia, and he is playing the stinky bootleg 6 Sams, that stinky zombie synchro deck. But luckily, I was able to get this dub. Let's get it, boys. We're going to be going turn 2, which is awesome for DDD. Let's go see what this Leo player does with his bootleg 6 Sands. We got the balance triggered right here, and our opponent's going to be going for some plays. First of all, he's going to be summoning into his Squire, and then utilizing its effect to special summon Spectral Sword. He's going to trigger level augmentation to then boost his Squire to level 8, and then he's going to go into the synchro summon of your boy Sun Saga. Next up, he's just going to pass turn with that. Sun Saga pass, you know what it is. Next up, up though, we're going to be going for some plays right here. We're going to activate our Dark Contract at the gate and search for our Swirl Slime. Next up with Swirl Slime, we're going to activate its effect to then go into the fusion summon of Oracle King the Arc. And I just go for the double set of Canadia because currently my field was not optimal to basically handle a Sun Saga right now. I couldn't search for the tuner monster, so I couldn't get that fusion, or that, I did third time now in today's video, go into the Synchro monster with 6,000 attack. So what I did right here is I went to the King the Arc and double set the Canadian. Let me tell you what, Canadia's the boy. He's going to summon to his Squire, summon into his Spectral Sword Shade. We're going to trigger the Paleozoic Canadia to flip down the Squire, and then we're going to use our other Canadia to flip down the Sun Saga, which was very beneficial for me. I flipped down the Squire during the main phase, so he couldn't go for a Synchro summon. When the battle phase started, I flipped down the Sun Saga so he couldn't attack me, and we're just going to pop off right here, boys. We use Dark Contract to basically search out for Night Howl. We're going to normal summon, or we're not going to normal summon Night Howl yet. We're going to activate our Swamp King real quick and go into the fusion summon of your boy Flame King so we can get our combos going. We're next going to normal summon Night Howl, special summon the Oracle, go into the synchro summon of your boy Gus High King Alexander. Next up, we're going to activate Flame King Genesis effect, the special summon Oracle, and then go for the damage on the innocent Spectral Sword and get that quick dub right there. I believe my field was also set up to where if I needed to do piercing damage in the duel, I could have actually summoned the Beast Wolf or whatever that fusion monster is called, because I think I had enough resources to summon to that guy, go for some piercing damage against Leo, because his Sun Saga does have 0 defense. I could have kept attacking with that, but luckily since he had Spectral Sword in the attack position, I was like, might as well go for the generic combo and get that easy dub with your boy Gus High King Alexander. Now, for my final thoughts on DDDs, I gotta say that it's actually a pretty solid deck, and I don't think a lot of people are expecting this deck to be alright. I don't think this deck is as good as something like Lunalights, because Lunalights and DDDs kind of do the same thing, but I think DDDs are kind of cooler because you can go for fusion summons and synchro summons, but at the same time, I do think Lunalights is a little more consistent. But at the same time, I think this deck is very close to tier 3, and it's either at tier 3 or it's like barely there. Like, it's barely there, man. It's in that in between of like Rogue and tier 3, in my opinion, where if your opponent does not expect this deck, they're going to get absolutely slaughtered. But if they kind of know what they're going to be doing, this deck can get easily shut down, because if people play Cosmic Cyclone on your contract cards, you won't be able to go for the searches and whatnot. So it's kind of in the in between of Rogue and tier 3, I gotta say, for this deck. But one thing I gotta say about this deck too that I think is really appealing to me personally is the fact that this deck, all you really need to build this deck is just open up packs from the box itself, Truth Universe. A lot of other top tier decks in Duel Links, sometimes you need to go into multiple different boxes in order to build it, but this is definitely one of those decks where if you only want to spend gems on Truth Universe, you can build a pretty good deck that can get you ranked up in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. So I gotta say that DDD might be a pretty good option for new players. I still think going the Lunalights route, since Lunalights is in Judgment Force, is a better option, but if somebody wants to go for some fusion and synchro summoning, I think DDD would definitely be a good idea. And on the rise of Yu-Gi-Oh's Extra World coming into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, we could possibly get some very powerful DDD Xyz monsters sometime down the road, and the DDDs might be like extremely good if we do get any of those Xyz monsters. But yeah, that's my final thoughts on DDDs. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to go hit the like button of the video down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links content. And while you're at it, be sure to go check out YT Dan, because he was the one that created this deck. Go check out his YouTube channel and his video on DDDs. Be sure to go check that out. Nonetheless, though, it's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and I'll go see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.